Hello, and welcome to the MonitorEDU Remote Exam Proctoring Tutorial. This video will help guide you through our requirements prior to joining with a proctor to make sure you are best prepared for your exam session. The first step to a successful session is choosing an appropriate location to take your exam. Your test environment must be a quiet, tidy, and private location. This does not mean you will have to have a home office to test. In fact, there are many flexible areas that can be set up to meet the requirements for remote proctoring. The test environment must be a private space, meaning no one else will enter the room or space while the exam is open. You cannot test in an open public area like a lobby, shared office, restaurant or cafe, in a car, or outside at a park because you will not be able to control who enters the testing space. For example, you don't have to test in a bedroom. You can use a kitchen or living room as long as you're the only person in the room during the exam. Another example, you couldn't test in an open computer lab, but you could test in a private room in a public library. The testing space you choose must be quiet and free from all background noise. This means no music, television, or other ambient sounds during your session. You must also remain silent throughout the exam unless you're directly communicating with your proctor. Reading the exam out loud or speaking to yourself is not permitted unless you have a pre-approved accommodation from your organization. The room you choose must also have adequate lighting, be free of recording devices, and must remain private. Your workspace and surrounding area must also be tidy. No stacks of paper or clutter are allowed on the desk, walls, or floor nearby. The walls must be blank, meaning no artwork, photos, certificates, or decoration of any kind. If unable to remove, simply cover with a blank sheet. Shelves and bookcases must be clear or covered as well. If food and drinks are allowed, they must be in a clear cup or container. Only materials approved by your organization may be used, and they must be shown to the proctor to inspect prior to starting the exam. For example, if blank paper is allowed, it must be a loose page, and both front and back will need to be shown to the proctor. If no materials are allowed, the workspace must be completely clear. The desk or surface where you will set up the device you are testing on is also important. You must test in an open-sided chair, and the desk must be a hard, flat surface. Please make sure you are seated in a chair that does not block or obstruct the view of the proctor. This includes no beds, couches, sofas, or overly padded chairs. The proctor must be able to see you and the exam environment clearly at all times during the exam. Preparing your devices. Our proctor services require two separate devices, a mobile device placed to the side of you and a device for you to test on. The most common choice for these devices are a smartphone and a computer with webcam. The mobile device does not have to be a phone. You could use a tablet or second computer with webcam as a mobile device if a phone is not available. If you are using a phone, then you must ensure that Google Meets is downloaded prior to connecting. This app is always free, and many devices come with it pre-installed. The device you test on should be a laptop or desktop and must meet the minimum operating software requirements set by your organization. You must have administrative rights to the device that you are testing on. Before connecting to the proctor, please close all tabs, windows, and programs except for the chat that you may have with your proctor, the Google Meet where you are connected on webcam, and your exam. It is your responsibility to stay connected during your remote session. Please make sure devices are plugged into a charger and are actively charging. After this video, you'll fill out a form to start a chat with a proctor. The proctor will then give you a code to join the Google Meet on your mobile device. Once connected and you can hear them, they'll send a link to join on your computer too. Please do not mute either device. If there's an echo, just lower the computer volume, but do not mute it completely. Once your devices are both connected, the proctor will ask to see a scan of your workspace. They will need you to use the mobile device to slowly show them a full circle around the room, including a close inspection of the testing area, included but not limited to above and underneath the desk. Once connected and the room check is complete, they will ask you to place the mobile device off to the side. The proctor will ask you to place the phone about 3 feet or more off to the side and parallel to you. They will need a clear view of not only your workspace and desk, but also your hands, face, allowed materials, and the front of your computer screen. Please keep your materials in view and placed between yourself and your mobile device. It's important to come prepared with an appropriate workspace and to practice where you will place your mobile device in advance. This helps reduce anxiety and avoids delays at the start of your exam. If you are having difficulties finding a place to position your mobile device, the proctor will work with you to suggest possible solutions. You must follow their instructions to achieve an acceptable placement before being allowed to test. Next, the proctor will perform a personal security check to ensure that you're not wearing any prohibited items. This includes watches of any kind, jewelry, headphones or listening devices, hats, or smart glasses. The proctor may ask you to show your wrist and ears to confirm you are not wearing any unauthorized items. They may also ask you to turn out your pockets. If you are wearing prescription glasses, you may be asked to hold them up to the camera for a closer inspection. When you finish the exam, before you disconnect, please verbally check out with your proctor and complete all required closeout steps together before exiting any of the Google Meet links. Any notes or materials written on during the exam must be destroyed in the presence of the proctor. Please remember, the proctor is there to assist you with your setup and ensure all exam rules are followed. You are expected to follow their instructions throughout the session. If the environment or setup cannot be made compliant in a timely manner, the proctor has the right to ask you to exit the session and reconnect once you are fully prepared. This is to avoid unnecessary delays and ensure a smooth experience for both you and the proctor. We wish you the best of luck on your exam. Thanks for watching and happy testing from all of us at the MonitorEDU team.